A limit law combines two limits that already exist at the same input. The first function is a parabola and the second is a line. One particular input matters, and that input is 2. The first function approaches 3 as its input approaches 2. The second function approaches 2 at that same input. Each limit records the approached input beneath the operator. In the general statement, the two limit values carry names of their own. Every law that follows assumes both of these limits exist. The limit of a sum is the sum of the limits. The general form of the law states it for any two functions whose limits exist. At the input 2, the first height is 3 and the second height is 2. Stacking the second height on top of the first reaches 5. The sum function passes through exactly that height at exactly that input. The worked case is the two marked heights added. Subtraction follows the same argument with the second height reversed. The difference of the two limits is 1, and the difference function passes through that height. Neither law applies unless each limit exists on its own. The limit of a product is the product of the limits. The first limit is 3, and it is drawn as a length of 3 units. The second limit is 2, and it is drawn as a length of 2 units at right angles to the first. A rectangle built on those two lengths has an area of 6. 6 unit squares fill the rectangle exactly, so the product is counted rather than asserted. The worked case is the two marked lengths multiplied. A constant multiple is the product law with one factor held fixed. Repeating the product law with a single function gives the power law. The limit of a quotient is the quotient of the limits. The law carries a restriction, and the restriction is that the limit of the denominator is not 0. The quotient of the two functions is itself a function, with a curve of its own. At the input 2, the quotient of the two heights is 3/2. The denominator function reaches 0 at the input 4. Approaching 4 from the left, the quotient grows without bound, and the curve has a vertical asymptote there. The worked case satisfies the restriction, because the limit of the denominator there is 2. A polynomial is built from the input and from constants by adding and multiplying. The limit of the input itself is the point approached. The limit of a constant is that same constant. Applying the product law to the input twice gives the limit of the square. The constant multiple law gives the limit of the middle term. Adding and subtracting the three separate limits gives 4 minus 6 plus 5, which is 3. That value is the height of the curve at the point, so substitution is the whole method. A rational function inherits the shortcut wherever the limit of its denominator is not 0. Substitution into a quotient can produce 0 divided by 0. The form is read 0 over 0, and the words are worth stating because the symbol invites a misreading. The form is not a number, and it is not the answer to anything. The form records exactly one fact, which is that the quotient law does not apply. One quotient with this form is a difference of squares divided by one of its own factors. At inputs close to 3, the quotient stays close to 6. The form therefore hides a limit that exists, and the remaining work is to uncover it. The first repair factors the numerator so that the vanishing factor stands on both sides of the fraction bar. The difference of squares in the numerator splits into two parentheses, one of which matches the denominator exactly. Canceling the common factor is legal at every input except 3. The two expressions agree everywhere else, and a limit never uses the missing input. So the original limit equals the limit of the cancelled form, which substitution gives as 6. The graph is a straight line with one point removed. The limit is the height of that missing point. Substituting 0 into the second example gives the same indeterminate form. The second repair multiplies above and below by the conjugate. The product of the two conjugate factors clears the root from the numerator. Canceling the common factor leaves an expression substitution can handle. Substituting 0 into the rationalized form gives 1 over 2 plus 2, which is 1/4. The curve carries a hole at that height, exactly as the first repair did. Two quotients share the same denominator and the same input. The first has a numerator that also approaches 0. Its limit exists and equals 6, which is the height of the point the curve is missing. The second has a numerator that approaches 1, so the two cases differ only in what happens above the fraction bar. Its limit does not exist, and the two branches run away in opposite directions. The numerator limit decides the case. Only the 0 over 0 case can hide a finite limit. Three ideas carry the whole lesson, and each of them is a statement about approach rather than about value. The laws combine limits that already exist, and they say nothing at all when one of them is missing. Substitution evaluates a limit whenever the function is continuous at the point. When substitution gives 0 over 0, the expression is rewritten until it does not. A law applies only when every limit it names exists. Factoring and rationalizing both remove the common factor that was forcing the indeterminate form. A limit never depends on the value at the point.